evening, everyone. I'm your host Yashasvi Gupta with your daily roundup of legal updates from across the country. For detailed reading, you can always visit on our website, and please make sure to watch this video till the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. In the first news today, Justice Alok Aradhe, former Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, and Justice Vipul Pancholi, former Chief Justice of Patna High Court, on August 29th took oath as Supreme Court judges. Chief Justice of India B.R. Gavai administered the oath to the newly appointed judges at a full court ceremony held at 10:30 in the morning. Justice Pancholi is in line to succeed as the Chief Justice of India from October 2031 to May 2033 as per seniority. With these appointments, the Supreme Court will be back to its full strength of 34 judges. The recommendation for Justice Pancholi's elevation sparked a controversy following reports that Justice Nagaratna dissented in the collegium meeting. Justice Aradhe originally belongs to the Madhya Pradesh High Court. He was the Chief Justice of the Telangana High Court and later the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. At the Supreme Court, he will have a term till April 13, 2029. Whereas Justice Pancholi belongs to the Gujarat High Court, he was transferred to the Patna High Court in July 2023 and became its Chief Justice in July 2025. His term in the Supreme Court will be till May 28, 2033. A PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking recognition that the Protection of the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, that is the POSH Act, extend to women advocates registered with state bar councils and practicing before courts. The petition filed by advocate Seema Joshi, author of the Breaking Silence, a handbook on the POSH Act, and a member of NALSA's internal committee, also seeks direction to bar councils and bar associations to constitute internal committees to address complaints of women advocates. The PIL challenges Bombay High Court's July 7, 2025 judgment in UNS Women Legal Association versus BCI and others, which limited POSH applicability to employees of bar councils and bar associations, thereby excluding women advocates. The petition states that the judgment wrongly excluded women advocates from the ambit of the Act by adopting a restrictive interpretation. It has been contended in the petition that the POSH Act is intended to cover any women present in the workplace, whether employed or not, and defines bar council and bar associations and courts as workplace. Citing Medha Kotwal Lele versus Union of India, it contends bar councils and bar associations are mandated to establish mechanisms for advocates' complaints. The plea also notes that Delhi's bar council and bar associations already have internal committees. Therefore, a bench of Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Justice R. Mahadevan issued notice to the Union of India and Bar Council of India. The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a public interest litigation challenging Jammu and Kashmir government's notification, which declared 25 books, including some written by prominent figures like A.G. Nurani and Arundhati Roy, as forfeited for allegedly threatening India's sovereignty. The petition moved by Kashmir-based advocate Shakir Shabir also challenged Section 99 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, which deals with the power of a state government to declare certain publications forfeited and to issue search warrants for the same. It was claimed that the provision is ultra vires of Articles 14, 19, 1A, 19, subclause 2 and 21 of the Constitution. Senior advocate Sanjay Hegde contended that Section 98's pan-India application was overboard, enabling a single state's decision to affect the entire country. A bench of Justice Suryakant, Joymalya Bagchi and Vipul M. Pancholi passed the order after hearing senior advocate Sanjay Hegde for the petitioner. The court, however, granted liberty to the petitioner to move to Jammu and Kashmir High Court for appropriate relief. The bench granted relief to approach the High Court under Article 226 and requested its Chief Justice to constitute a 3-judge bench and decide the case at the earliest. The government notification had alleged the books destroyed history, glorified terrorism, vilified security forces, and contributed to radicalization of youth. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear on Monday, that is September 1st, petitions linked to Bihar's special intensive revision of electoral rolls. Advocate Prashant Bhushan, representing RJD and other parties, sought an extension of the September 1 deadline to file claims and objections on the draft voter list. On the last hearing date, that is August 22nd, the court had directed the ECI to allow the excluded voters to submit applications for inclusion through online mode along with their Aadhaar card. While posting the matters to September 8, the court had on that occasion orally assured the parties that a request for extension of the deadline can be considered later. Previously, the court had directed the Election Commission of India to publish the names of approx 65 lakh persons who have been excluded from the draft list, both on the website as well as at the booth level offices, along with the reasons for their exclusion. The Delhi police has said that August 13, 2025 notification of the Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena designating all police stations in Delhi as places for police personnel to present evidence and depose before courts through video conferencing will be implemented only after hearing all stakeholders. The concerned notification issued by the Delhi LG invoking Section 265 Clause 3 of BNSS states that 226 police stations in the national capital are designated as places from where the police officials can depose before the courts through video conferencing mechanism and present their evidence. The move has sparked strong opposition from the legal community, including the Supreme Court Bar Association, Delhi High Court Bar Association, and Coordination Committee of the District Court Bar Associations, who argue it undermines fair trials rights by allowing testimony from controlled environments. Lawyers across Delhi have staged protest strikes and worn black ribbons demanding withdrawal of the notification. Responding to the backlash, Delhi police stated implementation will follow consultation with stakeholders, while the Union Home Minister is set to meet bar representatives to discuss the issue. Also, the Delhi High Court listed a PIL against the notification for hearing on September 3, 2025. The Delhi High Court has asked the trial court to defer hearing on the point of charge in a case registered against BJP Minister Kapil Mishra in relation to an FIR filed against him in 2020 over his tweets that AAP and Congress parties had created a mini Pakistan at Shaheen Bagh, and that the then assembly polls would be a contest between India and Pakistan. Justice Ravindra Dudeja listed Mishra's plea for October 13 after his counsel argued that the supplementary charge sheet from Delhi police included files from Twitter in coded form, which must be properly interpreted before trial. Earlier, a special judge had upheld Mishra's summon, noting his use of Pakistan was a deliberate attempt to promote communal division during the 2020 elections. The FIR accuses Mishra of violating the Model Code of Conduct and the Representation of People Act.